Hello everyone, Robert A. Hunt here, the author of the Crater Mountain Sasquatch Legend. I just wanted to read a little bit from my book. Here it is here, the Crater Mountain Sasquatch Legend. If you're looking for something to occupy your time, I just want to give you a little sample of what it's all about. There we go. High upon Crater Mountain, dislodging rocks and hurtling them down the steep slope, came the 1,800-pound Sasquatch, making his way along the ridge with quick, wide strides. His long, massive arms swung. At his speed, the chill, gentle wind penetrated the long hair covering his body. Such majestic hair was dark brown and silver-tipped. With the momentum of his stride, his lengthy hair and beard kept rhythm. Stumbling for just a moment, he almost overcompensated for his top, heavy musculature. Husky shoulders measuring 6 feet across shook the frost free with each powerful step. The muscles at the back of his neck were developed, and it appeared as though he didn't even have a neck at all. Outclassing any human weightlifter in history, his muscle mass and agility were of a whole other inhuman level. Stopping quickly, his huge feet dug into the loose rock. The breeze flowing up the slope carried the scent of evergreens, fresh water, and something else. Raising his sensitive, flat, broad nose, he turned his ear to the wind. Listening, he sniffed. His large lips stretched into a grimace. He was close now, peering down at the valley below. He knew he'd finally catch up with his lifelong enemy, Scabwelt. Gerchuk looked down at the scars he carried from many previous fierce battles with the wicked grizzly bear. One great scar on his hind leg still acted up every time he thought of the old bear. It had crippled him for many weeks, most of which was all but impossible to see, for it's hidden under his long dark hair. Now it had returned to his kind and ransacked their community. Gerchuk was regarded as the strongest, wisest, and most courageous of his clan. In Sasquatch ways, he began to think. Scabwelt thinks he can come and go as he pleases and just take whatever he wishes. Does he believe himself to be the king of the mountain? Perhaps invincible? Gerchuk was no coward when challenged, and he was determined to make this his final battle. Dark emotions plowed over the tall, hairy humanoid in a wave of red anger. Sneaking up on the old grizzly, the Sasquatch peered through his long bangs and the bushes with sharp, calculating eyes. He saw Scabwelt rear up. It stood 12 feet tall, and the shambles of his dark fur had gray patches. Balding stripes streaked his shoulders and head, where it had scarred from a long history of troublemaking. Through Scabwelt's unusually long life, he fought enemies of every kind. Usually he won his battles too. This massive alpha bear carved his mark deep into the bark of an evergreen with 4 of its 8-inch talons. Stopping for just a skeptical moment, it stuck its nose in the air and sniffed. It must have caught a hint of the Sasquatch, for at that instant it turned and ambled further down the steep slope into the woods. King of the mountain, Gerchuk, mighty and bold, the Sasquatch snorted. Slipping down to the flat where Scabwalt's fresh mark in the tree was, he inspected it. The claws of the old bear were truly sharp, and the marks were deep. The tree would bleed its sap from this mark and die before the winter season was through. The first thing the Sasquatch did was scrape the bear's claw marks from the tree, while using the sharp edge of a rock to obliterate the grizzly's brand. Gerchuk glanced at his shadow. Dusk was falling, and it was time to end this. Entering the thicker forest of coniferous trees, Gerchuk felt a lucky feeling wash over him. He straightened as much as his curved back would allow. Yes, today was the day. He would finally be rid of the mischievous old grizzly. Empowered with confidence, he leaped over low-bent trees and landed his full 1,800-pound body with sharp impacts. Feet thundered down the mountain. He let gravity pull him closer to his long-awaited victory. Tramping through the trees to a long waterfall at the edge of a cliff, Gerchuk jumped across. He cleared a 12-foot expanse as the river cascaded to the rocks below. As the Sasquatch soared through the air, he imagined returning to his clan with a hero's welcome. Chuckling at his own exuberance, thought the wind stroked through his long body hair. Gerchuk felt a keen sense, not only of freedom, but of the spiritual connection between him and the expanse of land around him. The ground shook where the land on the far side. With a deep huff, he swung his powerful arms and regained his balance. This was Sasquatch country. That's just one segment from the first chapter. The entire book is just full of action. So if you're looking for something that's going to keep you enthralled and on the edge of your seat, there it is. Hope you enjoy. Take care.